r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. What only exists because people are stupid. When my aunt died, I ended up with my mom and uncle talking to the funeral home advisor. When they were discussing cremation, the funeral advisor made my uncle sign a form that he understands cremation is irreversible. The forbidden jigsaw puzzle. Warnings that you shouldn't try stupid TV antics at home. Professional driver on closed course proceeds to show a CGI effects fest of a car jumping across rooftops. Stickers on wood chippers telling people not to stick their limbs inside. But what else would I do with all these tree limbs? Warnings on microwaves and ovens that the food might be hot afterwards. That is pretty much the purpose of those. To heat the food. To be fair, might be hot is a pretty good way of describing the food that comes out of my shitty ass microwave. It might be hot. It might be frozen. It might have melted through the plate. Buckle up, kiddos. We're going on a culinary adventure. There's a nice little sign above the shredder where I work warning people that documents put through this device will not be recoverable. Just turn it over and put it through the other side. The commercials where they do some shit that's nearly impossible for an actual human to do. But they still have to say do not try this at home. BC someone's crackhead looking ass is definitely going to try. I always wonder about car commercials where they depict someone driving normally on a normal road. Professional driver on a closed course. Do not attempt. That warning at the end of every pharma ad. Don't take Repressital if you are allergic to Repressital. Upvote for Repressital lol. I never get tired of a good pun. Penis enlargement scams. For only 3 payments of $19.99 I can guarantee your penis will be bigger than mine. On every wrapper, there are instructions that you should put it into trash. I once ate a Twix with the wrapper on it, and I've never seen the wrapper come out. Stupid is probably going a bit far, but there are plenty of products that were massively unpopular because they worked too well and people just didn't get them. The best example I can think of is Febreze, which was designed as a scent eradicator and was, by its very nature, completely odorless. The only problem is that people get used to their own personal brand of stank. So they couldn't tell the difference between their own smelly ass home before and after it was sprayed. They had to put a scent into the product that was designed to get rid of scents just so people would appreciate it had actually been used. After which it started selling like crazy. Like how people thought vacuum cleaners weren't working because they were too quiet, so sound engineers had to make vacuums louder. On vacuums and cars and potato chips. Those tags on hair dryers that state not to use in the shower. To save time in my morning routine, I poop in bed, wipe in the shower, and brush my teeth while cooking breakfast. Recently started a job that has a massive walk-in freezer. Part of the induction was explaining that you shouldn't lick the frozen metal rollers that the stock was placed on. My reply: we can still lick the regular ones though, right? Totally wrong crowd, haha. Totally wrong crowd. Whoa. Sounds like a fun place to work. The little sticker on the front of vending machines that say not to shake them as if it falls it will crush you and can cause serious bodily harm up to and including death. More people are killed this way than by sharks. Multi-level marketing schemes. If you have to pay a company for the privilege to work for them, I have news for you. You have to invest to be an entrepreneur here. How else can I get a Lambo like my manager? Selling these knives. Self-made entrepreneur self-boss. Signs at the supermarkets telling people not to wash their hands in the fish tanks or the tanks of any other sea creatures. This should be an unspoken rule. But because it was unspoken, some stupid ass dildos decided to wash their hands in the damn tanks. Edit. I should not have said any other sea creatures. Obviously. Certain tanks will have the tops off, but for eels, lobster, and other select animals, the tops are on. How the hell did they wash their hands in the tanks? I've never been in a position to touch the water as far as I know. Bags of nuts with a written warning explaining that the product may contain nuts. Or egg cartons with contains eggs on them. Bouncers at bars and clubs can attest. Minimally paid drunk toddler attendants. Don't take drug name if you're allergic to Drug name. Algorithms that fill your newsfeed with inflammatory clickbait. How else am I supposed to learn about the Maryland man who got tens of thousands of dollars from the government? $60 AirPod straps. I initially retied pod straps and had a serious WTF moment. I envisioned a strap you'd attach to a Tide Pod that you could pull in case someone ingested a pod, yanking it out like you trying to start a lawnmower. A steam iron with do not use while wearing clothes on the box. I follow that rule. It's quite a surprise for people who walk in on me in the laundry room. Warning stickers. Arguably some might be beneficial. However, a lot of them are added on because someone did something stupid. Or in fear of doing something stupid a sticker got slapped on. I go to several anime and video game conventions. And I sometimes see very specific rules that make me laugh because I know there was some incident and they made a rule about it. Stuff like no wearing roller skates while you're also wearing a leash. Costumes may not be on fire. Do not release birds inside the building. Do not try to build a trampoline. Walk-in income tax preparation businesses like H&R Block, ECT. Complicated tax situations need an accountant or CPA. But the majority of taxes prepared while you wait are extremely simple and can be prepared by anyone capable of reading and using a calculator. And in other countries, the government just does the taxes for you. There's no reason we can't do that in the US. Other than H&R Block and TurboTax lobbying against it. Internet scams. Tons of idiots out there. It crosses all genders, ages, races and education level. Bitman if people aren't ducking dumb as a box of rocks. Way too many redditors even come to r/scams asking about scams they either fell for or are about to. It's sad really. I can't imagine how one could ever send a stranger money sight unseen. I don't even part with money to people I know. Can't imagine giving even a penny to strangers. I work with older adults and they are prime target for scammers. I had a lady tell me she got a phone call from a man who said he was from the internet. He wanted to fix her computer for X reason. She didn't believe him and hung up. So far, so good. The $sign actually called back, and because he called back, she thought it was true. Gave him her email password, etc. and ultimately lost her computer. Scams against older adults are more sad and desperate. Betty Crocker once made a cake mix that was add water only. No need for other ingredients. And it came out the most perfect, moist cake. People stopped buying it because adding water didn't make them feel like they were baking a cake. Betty Crocker took away ingredients and needed people to add milk and eggs to the mix so people will buy their cake mix again. Turns out that a large part of baking is that feeling like you actually made something. Warning labels. Warning labels on lawnmowers. Do not eat labels on desiccant packs in food. Warning labels on blenders. You name it. If there's a warning label, it's because someone, somewhere, sometime, did something dumb. Diseases that have long been eradicated that are coming back because of the idiots who don't vaccinate their kids. Edit. THX so much for my first gold. Edit 2. No way another one. Very much appreciated. Anti-vaxxers have gone quiet in regards to the measles epidemic in Samoa. Measles. Measles is such a funny sounding name. How serious could it possibly be? Same with mumps, chickenpox, and bubonic plague. Many reactions to the Super Size Me film. In the years since the movie was released, fast food restaurants have tried to appear healthier. Many people acted as though it provided a huge revelation. We watched it in my high school health class, and I didn't understand the point. Fast food is unhealthy. Eating nothing but McDonald's is bad for you. Did people not know this? Or was it just another one of those instances where people pretended to care because that was the cool trending topic for a bit? The knee-jerk reactions from people who act like having a fast food burger once in a while is going to automatically kill you. That's way different from eating multiple fast food meals per day like what's name in that movie did. So in France, soy milks and any other milks in that kind are now labeled vegetable beverages because it was too confusing. Guess PPL thought you have to milk soybeans like a cow. I'm gonna also put that there is vegetal chicken, which is basically chicken raised with vegetables I think. And no one raise an eyebrow on that one. Comma. More likely the dairy industry complained because they were losing market share. Abstinence only sex education. Look, you can argue the merits or demerits of religion all you want. But anyone who looks at the problem of teen pregnancy and says let's take rooms full of people who've just become the horniest they're ever likely to be in their entire lives and try and scare them out of ducking each other is an idiot. And everyone who allocates funds to it doubly so. I had abstinence only sex ed in high school. One of our homework projects was to make a poster with an advertisement slogan about waiting until marriage to have sex. I went with sex can wait. Masturbate. Teacher was not impressed. Timeshares. Or companies that help you get out of timeshares. Instagram influencers. Directions on shampoo. Well, actually, if you follow those directions literally you'll never get out of the shower. Directions only say rinse and repeat. Nowhere on there does it tell you to stop at any particular time. Ducking like and subscribe.